This is it now. Don't get scared. By the way, check out my new shirt. I hope you guys like it. Technically not that new. It's been around for a while, but if you guys want to pick one up, there's a link down below, and if you guys do, tweet me a picture of that bad boy wearing it, and I will feature your beautiful faces. But with all that said, welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show. Thank you for joining me for this late night sultry edition. And I guess I had nothing better to do, and I hope you don't either, and that's why we're all here together. We're going to talk about some movies. Maybe you guys can ask me some questions, and I can answer those questions. And hopefully you have a big bowl of popcorn right now, something cold to drink, 3 ice cubes, no more, no less. And with all that said, let's dive right into it because I'm all jacked up on caffeine right now. I hope the audio sounds good, and let me double check to make sure it does. Oh, it does. Okay, good. We will have a technical issue at some point in this live stream. That's my guarantee to you. But for right now, hopefully everything's running smooth. And once again, guys, thank you for joining me. I love doing these live streams. It truly is the most enjoyable thing I think I've ever done on YouTube. I think I can safely say that. Okay, with all that said, let's dive into your questions, and let me attempt to find where I put the questions at. Sometimes I get a little messy here, and I don't have very good organizational skills. Okay, by the way, OE Reviews just became a YouTube member. Thank you for that, man. I look forward to seeing you around. And Michael Parton just became a YouTube member. So thanks, guys, and thank you for that. Look out for some special videos just for you guys. The first question comes from Carter Lovejoy. Hot take, I prefer Indiana Jones more than Star Wars. Also, have you seen anime films Akira and Ghost in the Shell? Akira. I said Akira. Akira. Yeah, I have seen both of those. By the way, speaking of Ghost in the Shell, the Scarlett Johansson live action movie, I did not like that whatsoever. I have seen those. I've seen a few other anime films. Anime is not one of those genres like I love. Every time I come across a good anime movie that someone shows me, I'm just like, oh, that was good. But I don't know. The genre just doesn't connect to me. I mean, there's some really cool anime scenes in some anime films, but overall, I don't know. I just never been that big of an anime guy. And as far as liking Indiana Jones more than Star Wars, I get it. Hey, if that's how you feel, I completely understand. For me, I love Indiana Jones. I love me some Indiana Jones, man. And I think Temple of Doom is so underrated. I just love the brutality of that movie. It just rips out a heart. It's pulsating. Ugh. But as far as Star Wars goes, I just feel like ever since I was a kid, something about Star Wars was just more entertaining to watch. Like, I loved going to space, and I loved Darth Vader, and I just lightsaber fights. Indiana Jones was like, okay, it's like a guy looking for artifacts running around the jungle. That's cool, but I just feel like there was so much more with Star Wars. There was more lore there, more of like a escapism, if you will. The next one, Michael Lay. Hey, John, what are the worst movies you have seen recently? Mine are Ammonite and The Marksman. Look out for The Dry, though. Eric Bana rocks. Dude, I don't think I've seen any of those. And didn't The Little Things come out today on HBO Max? I completely forgot that movie existed until someone told me a little bit ago that it came out. I need to watch that. If it did come out, right? The 26th? Yeah. I need to watch that maybe tonight when I get a little bit bored. I need some Denzel in my life. Some of the worst movies I've watched recently, I've been avoiding bad movies. Like, I just avoid them. Like, if I assume a movie, like, I've done that for like the last couple of years. Like, yeah, I could watch a bad movie, a movie that I know is going to be bad. Everyone agrees that is bad. And I could go out of my way to watch said movie to make like a video to get some views or whatever the hell people do nowadays on YouTube. But I just don't want to. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to punish myself. I'd rather rewatch a great movie. I just want to take myself to a happy place. Speaking of a happy place, I want everyone to know that Hook is currently streaming on Netflix right now. So if you're feeling a little bit down and out and you want to relive a magical experience of such an underrated Spielberg movie, go watch Hook right now, you Rude Crew bag of pre-food chew, dude. Okay, you guys are fucking killing it with the questions here. Rob K, hey John. Well, hey Rob K. Just JDD24, hey John, hey guys. Farrah Lovely, hey John. Well, hey guys. Those are all YouTube members, and thank you guys so much, and hope you guys are doing well. Watchtower Studios, Have you seen Cameron's The Abyss? It's only on DVD. Yeah, I believe someone or somewhere, or did they do it? Someone transferred that to Blu-ray. I swear I came across an article or some kind of post that said they did that. Maybe somebody like in their mother's basement transferred it to Blu-ray or something and did some color correction on it. But yeah, it's odd. It's bizarre. James Cameron is... I don't understand James Cameron. I truly don't. He's a guy all about pushing technology and the next limit, and let's make 15 more Avatar movies with motion capture technology. But he can't somehow just get it up to put his movies from 25 years ago on Blu-ray or 4K to really push that technology. It's like, hey, James, we want to watch your great classic films on the best resolution possible, so could you just put fucking True Lies on 4K for us, please? No? Okay. Go make another 15 Avatar movies and waste your life. I'm just kidding. I like the first Avatar movie, but I just wish James Cameron would do something else with all of his talent. Just make another Terminator movie, please. Take us back to the golden days of good Terminator movies. Because no one else could do it besides you, James Cameron. No one else. Andy Smith Collectibles. John, my local family video is going out of business. Oh well, now I'm drinking wine, buying Pokemon on eBay, and watching my daddy, John. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Dude, Pokemon cards are crazy right now. If you come across some Pokemon cards in like Target, buy those bad boys and then sell them on eBay. It's a crazy time right now. And yeah, all family videos are going out of business. It's not just yours. Don't feel so alone. Mine are both going out of business, and I've made a few videos going into the closing family video stores over the last couple of weeks, and I will put those videos together for like one Flick Trip video. And by the way, speaking of that, I crashed my drone making that video, and I was really pissed. I broke it right in half. Anyway, look out for that Flick Trip video. But yeah, man, they're all going out of business. And the thing is, my biggest complaint with that is their prices for some of their movies are astronomically high for no reason. Like, they're selling shitty rental copies of like crappy movies on DVD where the cases look beaten, tattered, and torn. Their artwork's faded, and they're selling like DVD copies for $5. What are you doing, Family Video? Like, I get you're trying to get the most for your current inventory, but that doesn't even make any sense. You can buy some of these DVDs on eBay for like 10 cents. So maybe the prices will go down when they get closer to actually going out of business. But right now, it's just like, don't go there looking for a good deal. But the best thing I bought at the closing down of the Family Video was my Sour Patch Kids guy over there. He's in the corner. You can't see him now. He's hiding. Benny, favorite underrated Pixar movie? I love Ratatouille. I liked Ratatouille. It's just one of those films I could never really watch more than once. As far as like underrated Pixar film goes, I always thought Toy Story 2 was so underrated. Like, I just love that. I love Toy Story 2. I think it has high rewatchability. I actually think Toy Story 2 is probably more entertaining than Toy Story 4. That's just me. That would maybe be my most underrated. I'm trying to think if there's something. Oh, A Bug's Life is sort of underrated. No one talks about A Bug's Life. Pixar's second movie. I've always really enjoyed that. They come, they eat, they leave. They come, they eat, they leave. I love it. Okay, let's see. All right. Bastiel. Hello, John. How do you like the movie Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon? I've seen it once. It's okay. It's not one of my favorite Kevin Bacon movies of all time. And which of his films is your favorite? Greetings from Germany. Well, hey, it's crazy. It always baffles me. People from other countries can look at my stupid face when I do these live streams. It's weird. Like, thanks, technology. Yeah, well, my favorite Kevin Bacon film might just be a little classic from the 1980s about a kid going to a small town who just wants to dance and listen to his music. That movie's called Footloose. Actually, is that my favorite Kevin Bacon movie? I don't know, but I think it was my first introduction to Kevin Bacon. And my favorite scene in Footloose, and if you've never seen Footloose, just go to YouTube right now, look up this scene right here. Type in Footloose warehouse dance scene, and it will change your life forever. I promise you that. It did for me. Mando, thoughts on the Aliens movies? I love Alien. I like Aliens. I think Aliens is my preference. I mean, tonally a different movie than the first one. Very action-packed in another Cameron movie, which isn't on 4K yet. But yeah, dude, I like Aliens. The sequels after Aliens, not really a fan of. Fincher's Alien movies, okay. It's okay. But just doesn't compare to the first two for me. And everything beyond that was just bah. Jack Kritzer, welcome to Ask Me Anything. Well, Jack, thanks for becoming a member, man. And what I'm talking about right now is about once a month I do a special Q&A just for Patreon members and YouTube members. So Jack just joined that. So thank you, Jack. And look out for a post very soon where you can post some questions and I will answer them. T600 Tiny Todd. I love that name. That is the best name ever made. What is the deal with Crispin Glover? Why isn't he in movies anymore? He kind of just went a little bit crazy at some point, especially like back in the late 80s. I mean, he was supposed to be the next big thing. He was supposed to be in some of the Back to the Future sequels. And then he was just like, I'm not doing these anymore. And I think he had a falling out with the studio. And then he did a few random movies. Like he did Charlie Angel's Full Throttle. He did that movie where he hangs out with rats or something. I forget the name of it. But yeah, it's crazy. Like whatever did happen to Crispin Glover. I always just recall in Back to the Future 2 where they had to recast a lookalike for Crispin Glover and he plays like older McFly and he's upside down in Back to the Future 2. And the only lines he says in that movie is like, I know. No one can hydrate a pizza like you. Like those are his only lines. Fire Knight. John, can you please say, hey, what are you doing over there? What is it? Your birthday or something? What is it? Your birthday or something? Happy birthday, Alberto, in a Mark Wahlberg vote. Oh, I should have read all that. Okay, so it's Alberto's birthday. Okay. Hey, what are you doing over there? What is it? Your birthday or something? Happy birthday, Alberto. Go fuck your motherfucker. I'm sorry. Happy birthday, man. Mike's Movie Madness. Hey, John, are you excited about Godzilla vs. Kong? What would you like to see? Hope you're doing well, you big beautiful badass. Well, thanks, Mike's Movie Madness. So let's talk about the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer for a few minutes here. And I have some thoughts. I could have done a trailer reaction, but something about trailer reactions nowadays just feels so disingenuous to me. I don't know why. But anyway, let's talk about that trailer. It looks like I thought it would. I like some of the scenes at night where Godzilla is fighting King Kong. I thought some of the visuals looked really cool. But as far as the trailer goes, now I haven't seen the movie yet. It could be a great movie. It really could. Do I think it will be? I think it'll be like a B- movie at best where they fight for like 8 minutes and then King Kong probably wins, but really they just team up by the end of the movie to take down the mech version of whatever, and then they battle that, and then whatever, they become friends by the end of the movie. But with all that said, as far as the trailer goes, I was sort of like enjoying it, and then the last like 45 seconds they start playing some like rap music remix song, and like there's nothing wrong with that, but tonally it did not fit the theme. And I was like, you just took this epic movie like down 15 notches just by the music choice of the trailer. I was like, what are you trying to do here? Like, this is the type of trailer that needs epic impact sounds and like drums and like a Zimmer sounding score behind it. And it's just like, I was like, oh gosh. Like, as far as the trailer goes, I was like, that was a poor creative choice. But I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm just glad it's coming to HBO Max, so I don't have to go see it at a theater. Power Within. Hey, John. My name is Chase Honthy, and I've been watching you for almost 6 years now. I just want to say thank you for entertaining me all of these years. Well, thanks, Power Within, man. Thanks. Thank you for that. Thanks. It's comments like that. It just kind of like... it makes my day, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's been so many times. Just tonight, I will. And I know he's watching right now. He left a comment earlier. Someone was like on Twitter, they're like, John, will you make a live stream tonight? And I was like, I was sitting here without pants on, and I was like, yeah, I think I will. And then I did. It's like one little comment can either make me make a video or not. That's how weird I am. That's how fickle I am. So thanks for that tweet earlier, man. All right. There we go. Okay. James earlier left a Streamlabs question here. Hey, John, what are your thoughts on Star Wars prequels? For me, they are nostalgic and have great lore. If they are flawed movies, thanks. Even if they are flawed movies. The Star Wars prequels. We're gonna go there. It's only 10:16 and we're already going there. Yeah, I'm glad people enjoy them. Who am I to say they're good or bad? It's all subjective, but here's my subjective thoughts on said movies. When you compare them to the originals have like practical effects and they feel like there's something there. They have character and like heart. You feel like the filmmaking, like craftsmanship all over those movies. And then you watch the prequels and you see sort of like a descent of a madman who lost all of his creative ability, named George Lucas, just going deeper and deeper into like this generic, soulless, green screen rabbit hole of movies. And that's how I feel. Like, when I watch the prequels, I enjoy Phantom Menace the most. Why? Because it's the film with the least amount of green screen behind it. Like, at least like they still use some like a little bit of practicality in that movie. But then the sequels, like the clones and then Revenge of the Sith, it just was like people doing flips in front of a green screen. I couldn't do it. It just felt empty inside. And then all the expositional dialogue scenes in all of those movies, rather than like tell a story and showcase what's happening, the way they explain 88% of the plot in all of those films is they're either sitting down on couches talking to each other or walking down long CG hallways giving expositional dialogue. And I'm just like, it fails as a screenplay when you have to do that. Let's go to the next question. Jack Kritzker, did I already say you became a member? Well, thanks, man. Just JDD24. Hey, John. Thoughts on Honeymoon in Vegas with Nick Cage? Just watched it, and I gotta be honest, I think it's one of my new favorite films. Honeymoon in Vegas? Have I seen Honeymoon in Vegas? I've seen Leaving Las Vegas. What the fuck? What are you talking about? Is this a movie? Oh, yeah, the 1992 movie. You know what? This intrigues me a little bit. After losing $65,000 to a professional gambler and con man, okay. I don't think I've ever seen a Honeymoon in Vegas. It has James Caan, Sarah Jessica Parker. Wow, what a bizarre movie. Okay, I will look into that. See, I like that. That intrigues me. I thought you were thinking of Leaving Las Vegas. I was like, that's a tonally, completely different movie. I'll check into that. Yeah, I haven't seen it. All right. Where the heck am I? Brandon Steven Cladis, thanks for the super chat, man. You didn't leave a question. Carter Lovejoy, favorite sugary cereal minus Captain Crunch berries. Yeah, I liked Captain Crunch when I was a kid and I could take the pain, but now I'm an old man and I can't take it. It just lacerates the roof of your mouth. And I just feel like if I chew Captain Crunch, if I don't give it like 87 bites as I chew it and turn it into mush, it could literally cut my throat and kill me. But with that said, Captain Crunch is pretty good. I probably like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I don't really eat cereal anymore. What I do, and I'll give you guys some insight to my life. What I do is I usually wake up, I go to Dunkin' Donuts, I get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese croissant sandwiches, 2 for $5, okay? And then I get a chocolate milk, and that is my breakfast. That, to me, is a delicious breakfast, and I recommend everyone do it. All right, Max Nugenbauer. After what you said about T2 on 4K, I got Universal Soldier on 4K, and I was disappointed by the 4K transfer. It was too dim. Yeah, anymore, sometimes just buying a 4K movie doesn't mean you're getting the best representation of that movie. I mean, there's so many bad transfers that exist out there. And sometimes they overdo it. Sometimes the HDR is like overdone. And yeah, you just got to do your research before you buy one of those movies, man. And nowadays, like, there's this new trend, or it's been around for a while, is where whoever's remastering these like 4K transfers, they feel like they need to make film look like digital, and that's like the complete opposite of what I want anyone to ever do. I don't want everything to look glossy and digital. Like, I want to see the film grain, but the majority of the general population who buys like a 4K movie, they're like, it needs to look crisp and digital. And yeah, it should look like those things, but they also think like film grain is bad. They don't understand like there should be film grain, like speckles throughout the film. That's how it was supposed to look. That's how it should look. So yeah, you just got to do your research before you pick up a new 4K movie nowadays. OE reviews, thoughts on the House of the Dragon prequel series for Game of Thrones. By the way, you're a big inspiration for me creating my channel. You're a legend. Well, thanks, man. I'll take the legend status. I'll take it. Thank you for that. Yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to it. A huge fan of Game of Thrones. I pretend like season 8 never existed, and you know, it doesn't. I have the box set back there. If you just take season 8 out of it and throw it in the trash, it doesn't exist anymore. It just never happened. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the prequel. I mean, I hope it's good. Do I think it'll be as good as Game of Thrones? Probably not, but you know, I'm definitely going to check it out. I don't know a ton about it. But I don't want to know a ton about it. I just want to go into it fresh. So thanks for the question, man. Roberto Jordan, Obi-Wan series, gonna slap. Please review. Haha. I like that. Yeah, man, I hope it's good. I mean, Hayden Christensen's coming back as Darth Vader, which is something I never thought I would say out loud, but I'm saying it, and it's true, which is weird and bizarre, but I'm sort of excited by that. And I didn't expect Darth Vader to play a big part in the Obi-Wan series. I thought Disney would, like, okay, we can mess with everything else, but, like, we can't mess with the lore of Darth Vader. Like, it's just like there's too much fandom there to piss people off. We can't tweak it. And they're doing that. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I've always said this, and I've been saying this for years. I always thought getting more insight to Darth Vader in the early days of becoming Darth Vader, like transitioning into the mechanical suit he's wearing the respirator and all those things, that's intriguing. Like, that is a flawed character, and flawed characters are my favorite types of characters. But just watching him like transition, watching him, you know, take a back to bath, you know, things like that sound great. And if they can just give, you know, 5% of the Obi-Wan series to Darth Vader doing those things, like the early days of Darth Vader, I think that'll be pretty awesome. And plus, I guess they're supposed to have some kind of epic showdown by the end of it, so that could be cool. Put that back. Michael Parton, what is the most disturbing film you've ever seen? Mine is the original, I Spit on Your Grave. By the way, guys, I'm about 12 minutes behind on the questions, but I'm getting to all of them. You guys know I like to give you guys a little bit of substance with my answers because you guys are worth it and you deserve that. So yeah, I've seen the original I Spit on Your Grave. It's definitely, it goes for it. A movie they'd probably never make today. We'll just leave it there. What was the one movie? The one weird 70s movie or whatever where they just like kill like a turtle. What the hell is that called? I've seen that somewhere. You guys know the name of it, where they kill animals. It's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Someone said Human Centipede. I don't know if I agree with that. I watch Irreversible. I always go to that as like a weird fucked up movie. Irreversible is pretty brutal if you watch that. Cannibal Holocaust. Thank you, Rob K. Yeah, Cannibal Holocaust is the movie I was thinking of. Yeah, that was just like, I'm just like, okay, like, I don't need to watch this. I'm like, this doesn't do much for me. Brandon Stephen Cladis, thanks for the super chat, man. Ray Carpio Videos. Hey, John. There is a trailer for Clarice, a CBS show that's a prequel to Silence of the Lambs. There are some shots of Buffalo Bill. I hope it's good. I did not know this exists. What's it called? Clarice? I feel like I'm so out of the loop nowadays. Clarice CBS show. You're getting me excited. Oh, Clarice. Why the fuck was I saying Clarice? Clarice. I know how to read. I promise you. All right, Clarice. All right, is the series name of the show. Clarice offers a deep dive into the untold personal story of FBI agent Clarice Starling as she returns to the field in 1993, 6 months after the events of Silence of the Lambs. Oh my God, this is happening? Okay. I didn't know this existed. And it's coming out next month? Holy shit. Okay. Thank you. Yes, I love Silence of the Lambs. I love things like that. That's why I was such a huge fan of the series on Netflix, Mindhunter, and they're not making a season 3 of Mindhunter, and I was so disappointed. But if I can't have that, this gets my juices flowing. My only negative here is it's going to be on CBS. I would give anything to make this on like another streaming service that could really go for it and make it rated R. CBS will hold back a little too much. But yeah, that sounds really enticing. Okay. Thank you for letting me know this existed, and now I'm excited. It puts the lotion in the basket. I can't wait. It puts the popcorn in the bucket when I watch Clarice. Joshua Garrison, what is your favorite place to buy graphic tees? Probably Walmart or Target. Besides buying my own graphic tees, which, by the way, the link is down below. I know online there's a lot of cool graphic tees, and occasionally I've bought like a few of them, but usually I'm an impulse buyer. So if I see something when I walk across it in Walmart or Target or like Kohl's, if I see a cool t-shirt, I'll usually pick it up there. My only complaint is when it comes to like t-shirts and stuff, especially graphic tees, a lot of them, they don't fit right. Like you buy a graphic tee online and you get it and the arms are all like stiff and stick out that big and it's like it's too wide and like the neck is all loose. I can't stand that shit. That's usually why I buy my shirts in person. Brevins Flicks and Games. Hey John, it's been a while. It'll be my birthday Monday, and I'll be reviewing Blade. Plus, it'll be 3 years of my review movies on YouTube. Since you've been reviewing movies on YouTube. Well, that's awesome, Brevin, man. And happy birthday. Happy early birthday to you. How old are you going to be? Yeah, man, congrats on that. Happy birthday. Max Nugenbauer. Avatar is my most favorite movie of all time. I don't know if you're kidding just yet, but let's keep reading your question. Just because the story isn't original doesn't mean it's not great. Everything was executed flawlessly. No, I've been saying this since Avatar originally came out in 2009. I like Avatar. It's pure escapism. I enjoy every second of that movie. I don't care how original. There's no originality anymore. There's none. Everything's already been told. And now what they're doing is just retelling the same shit, but taking it from here and there and combining it together. So that's fine by me. I mean, Avatar did exactly what it should have been. It was a spectacle. It was fun. It was escapism. And it was just fun to look at. And when I was watching Avatar, I was like, I forgot the shitty reality that we live in. And it was fun. I like it. I watch it maybe once a year. I wish it was on 4K so I could watch it in the highest resolution possible because it just feels like a movie that should be on 4K. My only thing with Avatar was I like sort of the deleted what is it, the director's cut or the alternate version or whatever it is where they include like 8 extra additional minutes. And the reason I like that version of Avatar is because it has more scenes on Earth where it shows like Earth being all shitty and overpopulated, and I sort of like that. Like I wish the movie would have had like an extra 10 minutes just showing how crappy Earth has become. And I truly feel like it'll get there one day. It's sort of already getting there now, which is why I want to go to I want to go to Pandora. I want them to take my consciousness and put it into a 9-foot tall blue alien. I would love that. And then I just swing around on tree branches under the tree of life. And ride a dragon? Shit, yeah. Let's go to the next question. Brandon Stephen Cladis. Thoughts on The Little Things comes out on Friday. Okay. It comes out Friday. What is today? I thought it came out on the 26th. Or did I have a screening? I had a link that I could have watched it early, I think. Okay, maybe that's what it was. So it comes out Friday on HBO Max. Okay. I hope it does, because then I don't have to watch it today and I can savor the flavor for something to do Friday. So, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, it's Denzel. You can't go wrong. Max Nugenbauer. Avatar is the best. Sam Worthington is underrated. You shut your mouth, man. You're a liar. You're a liar. Avatar is great. Sam Worthington, not so much. Go watch Avatar and watch just what I'm about to say to you. Keep this in mind as you watch it. Sam Worthington is an Australian actor. Avatar was one of the first films he ever did. I think it was one of his first major films he actually ever did. Watch Avatar and listen closely to him speaking. He cannot hide his Australian accent. Like when he starts talking a little too fast, his Australian accent slips out, and then he goes back to like an American accent, and then the Australian accent slips out. And some of the scenes where he's throughout Avatar, he's supposed to talk to like he almost does like a vlog style journal to document like what he's doing, and he'll talk to the camera, and he's like, there's this things called avatars, and like take our consciousness, and it's just I can't watch it. There's sometimes I got to skip over the Sam Worthington moments. Hollywood really thought he would be the next big thing, and they tried. They really, really tried to make him the next big thing. They put him in Terminator Salvation. They put him in Clash of the Titans 1 and 2, and it just did not work out, did it? Yeah, Sam Worthington, man. I don't know. And the thing about Sam Worthington was, and this is just from a guy who was sort of a meathead for a couple of years, like back in 2005 to like 18. Sam Worthington always tried to play like these tough guy parts, and he never like physically got in shape to look tough for the roles he was playing. That was always sort of my nitpick with him. I was like, if you can't act, at least look the part. And it's like he didn't want to. I'm like, curl some dumbbells or something for Clash of the Titans, man. Johnny Bloom, what are your favorite funny lines from Over the Top? You shouldn't believe everything you hear. I don't believe anything. I've never misfiled anything. Not once, not ever. So Over the Top, where do I start with this? Really, when it comes to Over the Top, it's not so much the lines that are crazy. It's just some of the visuals. Like there's a guy drinking motor oil and he slaps himself in the face and then he goes and arm wrestles. That's just one scene. But there's also some great lines in Over the Top that I don't think are bad. It's just, it's not about being the best, it's about doing your best. And that is motivation you can take with you for the rest of your life and apply to anything. So thank you, Sylvester Stallone, for the 1987 film Over the Top. Even though you got paid a shit ton of money to do it, you didn't want to do it. It bankrupted the studio who produced the movie. But with all that said, it's still a great guilty pleasure, and I love it to this day. I also like the scene where he's doing the interview, and he's like, my hat, when I flip it around, it's sort of like a switch. And I like that as well. Eon? Is it Eon Connolly? Hey, from Ireland. Your laugh is the same as Joaquin's Joker. I've heard that a few times. Someone actually compiled some old clips of me laughing and then had the clip of the Joker laughing, and it was oddly similar. To a point where it scared me. and made me question who I really was. But yeah, I've heard that before. But thank you. I take it as a compliment. Skateboarding versus movies. Thanks for the super chat, man. No question, but thanks. Watchtower Studios, thoughts on Sour Patch Watermelon fan mail unboxing? I liked Sour Patch Watermelon. I do. It's just, the thing is, that's the only flavor you get is watermelon, and it just gets a little bit repetitive. I like my normal Sour Patches where you get a little bit of a variety. So yeah, as far as like a fan mail unboxing goes, I would have to open up a P.O. box, and I just have not got around to doing that. It's been on my to-do list, and I promise you at some point in 2021, I will do that for you guys. Because I want you guys to send me some cool shit or letters or whatever you want to. It's cool. It's like, the only thing was, like, I was a little hesitant to do it last year. I was going to do it at the end of 2020, but with everything going around, like, you know, the pandemic we're currently in, I was just a little bit like iffy on opening packages of like random stuff sent to me. But at the end of the day, I don't care. So yeah, at some point in 2021, I will do it. Michael Parton. Did you think it was disappointing that we didn't see Barbara Minova transform into a cheetah in Wonder Woman 1984? She did transform into the cheetah. I mean, are you saying we didn't like physically get to see her transform? Did we? I don't remember. Did it not show her transforming into the cheetah? She just was the cheetah in the next clip. I vaguely remember that. I just remember the movie was so stupid. I'm not disappointed whatsoever. The only thing I'm disappointed by is in myself for watching the movie. Actually, it's a disappointing movie overall. There's not many redeeming qualities about that movie, is there? Amarea M. Dude. Well, hey, dude. Is someone spamming the chat? Let me know. I'm trying to keep up. Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah. Don't spam the chat, man. I got to put you on timeout. I don't want to put you on timeout. I don't want to punish you. Just... Amaray M, Harry Styles, and Motel Hell, please shut up. Okay. So I guess those are the two spamming the chat. I can't keep up with this. I'll tell you what, Amarea, I will make you... Amarea, I've just made you a moderator, so if you want to moderate the chat, now you have the power. With great power comes great responsibility. Remember that. All right. The next one comes from somewhere, and I'm trying to keep up right now. I have 15 screens open right now. I'm reading the live chat questions, the super chat questions, these other questions, and I'm trying to keep up to make sure the chat's still functioning well. So I'm sorry. So please forgive me. Robert Kopp, Johnny Utah. You seen the Canadian classic series Trailer Park Boys? I've seen a few episodes. It's okay. It's cool. I laughed. I just didn't become a hardcore fan of it in those few episodes. I know people like it. I just haven't watched enough of it, maybe. I mean, overall, some of the jokes are my type of humor for sure. Cheeto Plays, scariest, creepiest movie you've seen. Scariest, creepiest movie I've seen. Shit. Creepiest movie I've seen. The creepiest movies to me are ones that are sort of based in reality, where these things could actually happen. Like people, like predators that exist in reality. Like Kevin Bacon movies earlier. Has anyone ever seen The Woodsman starring Kevin Bacon? I think that's the name of it, where he plays like kind of a creeper, to say the least. It's just things like that creep me out. Like Silence of the Lambs. Ever since seeing that movie as a kid, it opened up my eyes to reality, and I was like, people like this exist, and that's why I'm never going to help a disabled person move a piece of furniture into the back of their van. I will never do that. I'm sorry. I will not do that. So that's why, yeah, you don't want to do that, or else you're going to end up in someone's well down in their basement. So yeah, movies like Silence of the Lambs are like the creepy type of movies. Like when you have like a supernatural horror thriller movie, I'm like, okay, that's creepy and all, but the odds of a ghost possessing my soul and me needing an exorcism to get it out, very unlikely. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. It could. But people like Buffalo Bill exist. Like your next door neighbor could be Buffalo Bill. I think my next door neighbors think I'm Buffalo Bill because they can probably hear me yelling through the wall right now talking about Buffalo Bill. Uh, Skateboarding versus movies. Sexiest actress of each race, black, white, Latina. Um, I don't know, man. There's a lot of beautiful actresses out there. I don't know, like I was a fan of Amber Heard and Aquaman, I guess. But I mean that's as far as like reality goes, like terrible person. Uh Trying to think. Why does her name escape me? Trying to Knives Out. Knives Out. Now she's dating Ben Affleck. I can't remember her name. She's a beautiful actress and a good actress, which is a great culmination. So want to remind me of her name. Do you know Justin Bieber? Yes, I do. All right. Wow, you're cleaning up the chat. Holy shit. Everyone's spamming, I guess. It's okay. It doesn't. I don't care. I just don't spam, guys. Just come for a good time. Yeah, Anna de Armas. Yes, that's the actress's name. Okay. I always forget her name. Uh, okay, let's go to the next one here. Roberto Jordan. I've been watching you since 7th grade. I'm now about to graduate college, and in some ways, you're like a dad. Your channel's always been there to turn to. Well, I could I thank you for that. I am your father. You just didn't know it. Well, thanks for that, man. Much appreciated. So since 7th grade, it's been a long journey, hasn't it? And don't worry, I'm not going. Now I'm currently your father, but one day I will be your great grandfather. So it'll be okay. I'll be around for a while, man. Oh, hi, Mark. Hey, John. Honeymoon in Vegas is a classic. Watch it. Yeah, I do want to watch it. You can't go wrong with a classic Nick Cage film. Very rarely will I not be entertained by such a thing. Isaiah Fortis. Hey, John, your videos never fail to cheer me up in tough times, so thank you. What are your favorite movies when you were in high school? When I was in high school, a lot of my favorite movies in high school are still some of my favorite movies today. Like in high school, like Shawshank Redemption was still one of my favorite movies. Back in '05 when I was 05 was the summer before my senior year in high school. Batman Begins became like my favorite movie of all time. Saw it in theaters like 6 times. I really liked V for Vendetta. That was another film, but Lord of War was another movie I saw in high school, which was one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies. If you want to see an underrated Nicolas Cage movie, go watch Lord of War right now. No one talks about it, but it's such a great movie. Also, when it comes to like comedy movies, I really enjoyed the movie Waiting, starring Ryan Reynolds and Justin Long, which is sort of an underrated comedy movie as well. Holy shit. What is going on with the live chat over here? Yeah, guys, don't spam the same question 10 times. Like if I see it, I'll answer it. If not, like I will get to it. Um God, holy shit. Okay, all right. It's okay. Just don't spam, guys. It's okay. One time's enough. I promise you. All right. The next one is where am I at right now? Oh, the next one. Chris Bode, or is it Bodie? I think it's Bode, right? Damn it, John, I'm pissed. DoorDash messed up my order again. My favorite vid of yours is Jaws Blu-ray review. Any chance of more physical media reviews in the future? Yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely not opposed to it. And I'm always angry at myself for not doing more of those, because every once in a while there's like a 4K release that comes out. I'm like, I should have talked about that. So yeah, I'm completely open to that. Do I think I'll jump in a swimming pool again and fight with a toy shark? I don't know. If the opportunity presents itself, possibly. I'm not opposed to it. They're bots? I don't what the fuck bot would ask this question right here? Hey John, have you ever seen Maniac Cop or Motel Hell? Answer. Flickpick, answer me and I will go away. I don't think that's a bot. But I have seen Maniac Cop. I have not seen Motel Hell. So I hope I answered your spam question. Benny, Tarantino or Nolan, your pick means the other ceases to exist. Don't do that to me, man. You can't do that to me. I mean, Tarantino's done so much. Nolan's done so much. Nolan, when it comes to Nolan, honestly, I would pick Tarantino if Nolan never gave me The Dark Knight or Batman Begins. I would go with Tarantino all day if those two movies did not exist. But they do exist, so I sort of think that answers it. But damn it, Tarantino, I think he doesn't make a bad movie. He really doesn't. Unless it's called Death Proof. Mike's Movie Madness. Have you started watching WandaVision? I have started watching WandaVision. I watched a few episodes of it. I watched the first two episodes. I know the third episode is out, but let me explain why I haven't watched the third episode, and that's because the first two episodes did not entice me to do so. I knew going into WandaVision what it would sort of be, and it didn't look like the next Mandalorian or anything like that, where like I'd stay up all night to watch the new episode. It's okay. It's sort of one of those shows that if it's on and it comes out, maybe I'll watch it like the next week after I forgot that it existed when I have nothing better to do. I get what they're doing. They're going to span each decade and sort of have that vibe and have that style of each decade, like the 1970s did for like the Brady Bunch, and the 1960s with the Bewitched sitcom with laugh tracks. And I get what they're doing. I don't care. Like, I'm not, it's not that exciting of a show where I'm into it just yet. Maybe the next few episodes will be way better, but as of now, it's one of those shows that sort of feels like a filler show. Yeah, let me turn on slow mode in the chat here so we can slow this sucker down just a few notches. If only I could figure out how to do it right now on the live stream. Where the hell is it? Hang on. There's the live chat. Oh, there it is. Enable slow mode. There we go. The slow mode has been enabled. Okay. Just JDD24. Is there a movie with a deleted scene that you think should have been included in the final version? Also, I'm genuinely astounded that there's a Nick Cage movie you haven't watched. I am too, but there's a lot of Nick Cage movies, especially modern day Nick Cage films, that I have not watched, and I probably never will. He went through a phase where he was making a new straight to DVD movie every Tuesday, so it was impossible to keep up. But the older Nick Cage movies, I do want to watch. I will watch that Vegas movie. James Dozier, what would you say Michael Bay's best movie is? The Rock? I would probably say Michael Bay's best movie is The Rock. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. It's the perfect blend of action, over the top, and plus another Nick Cage movie with Sean Connery, and you can't go wrong with that duo. My second favorite Michael Bay movie is probably The Island. I think that's one of his most underrated films, and probably overall like one of his best. I would easily, and plus Scarlett Johansson. Like that's where I got my super crush on Scarlett Johansson back in the mid 2000s. OE reviews. Wahlberg voice, a synopsis for Godzilla vs. Kong. Let me attempt to do that. Give me 1 second. I need to take a drink of this. So you want a Mark Wahlberg impression giving a synopsis to Godzilla vs. Kong. Hey, Kong, what are you doing over there? You want to fight Godzilla or something? This movie's about two monsters that fight. Then they go home and fuck their mothers. There it is. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's go to the next question. And don't say I never did anything for you. Jacob Bolee. Is most of your audience in America, are there countries' viewership you were surprised by? Yeah, most of my audience is in America. I would say I think 80% of it. The other 20%, the majority of them are, I just count Canada as part of the United States. I'm sorry, Canada, but it's like the same thing. The most of the foreign country viewership comes from maybe the UK, a little bit in Ireland, and there's a few other countries that watch. Like Australia is Australia. I've noticed if I put out a video at 3 o'clock in the morning, Australia's they're there for me, man. They're watching the shit out of that video. So, but that's where the majority of it comes from. Night King Go On. Have you read the script for Clarice? I heard it's awful, and Alex Kurtzman, is writing it. Oh yeah, apparently she's not hunting serial killers anymore. Oh no, what is she doing? What is she doing in it now? What, finding herself writing poetry by the beach? She needs to be hunting serial killers. That's what's so enticing about her character. If Clarice Starling is not profiling serial killers or hunting them down, then I don't care. Robert Kopp, you're a fan of Nicholas Winding Refn. Watch Neon Demon today, and it's pretty whack. Drive is still rad, though. Yeah, dude, I only like Drive. I try to get into that guy's other movies, Only God Forgives. I was really excited about. I thought the synopsis and the premise sounded really cool, and I was on board. I was like, dude, Drive was one of those movies I started to like more and more every time I watched it. And then I watched Only God Forgives, and I was like, nope, no. So I just really haven't been into one of his movies since then, except Drive. Drive is really the only one I've ever really liked that he's ever directed. Jordan Brooks, hey John. Once the pandemic officially ends, are you going to do workout vlogs again? Love your channel, dude. Thanks for being a badass. Well, thanks, Jordan. And you're a badass too. Dude, I have a gym in my garage. My garage is 14 seconds that way. I just become so lazy during the pandemic to where, well, first of all, I used to like going to the gym because it was my social outlet. And then once the pandemic flared up, I was like, I don't want to go there anymore around all these people sweating. And I can't feel good about sharing the same sweaty bench anymore right now. But I do have enough workout equipment in my garage to do pretty much everything I need to do. I just have not really had the motivation to do it. The other thing is my garage, it's so cold right now in the winter, and I have a heater in there, and I could turn it on and heat it up, but it's just such a process to go out and work out. But I've been meaning to do it. I need to start at least getting a few workouts in a week before I shrivel back down into an alien that looks like they're addicted to heroin. So I'll get back into it soon enough. As far as gym videos go, maybe I'll give you guys a tour of my home gym and my garage and maybe show you that maybe in a vlog or something. Michael A. Sam Worthington is legit great in Hacksaw Ridge. He did, yeah, I do remember him in Hacksaw Ridge, sort of a small supporting role. Yeah, you're right. He was okay in that because he wasn't the main star of the movie. That's where his weaknesses really shine. Will. John, why is the bald dude from Over the Top so sweaty, and why are you a recluse even before the pandemic? I'm not really that much of a recluse. Like, I do leave the house quite often to go to like stores and Best Buy and Walmart. I leave the house every day to go do something. Like, I look for excuses to get in my car to go somewhere, just to get out of the house. So, but outside of that, I like to be home because society frightens me more so than ever. And as far as the big guy, Bull, his name is Bull, in Over the Top, he's sweaty because he's probably on some like chemically enhancing medications. And plus he's bald, and when you're bald, your hair doesn't stop the sweat trickling down your face, so it just pours everywhere. And I like that. I like that he's sweaty in that movie. It really, like, that is amazing to me, all that sweat glistening on his bald head. It really sells. So yeah, it looks like a big shiny disco ball. Everyone is profusely sweating in Over the Top. It's phenomenal. Like, you would think there was a sprinkler on the set just making everything wet, but no, it's just dude sweat all over the place. Dan Peters. Why do people like The Big Lebowski so much? I've tried to watch it a couple of times now, and I just don't get it. I love John Goodman and Jeff Bridges' characters, but I just can't get into the convoluted story. The convoluted story is what makes it so great. It's sort of like, would you say Pulp Fiction is a convoluted story? Because it is. But that's what's so great about it. And that's what's so great about The Big Lebowski story is, like, they take this simple thing and they turn it into so much more than it is. The Big Lebowski was one of those movies I remember watching as a kid, and like, I liked it, but I didn't quite get it. I didn't understand everything happening. And then it's one of those movies I grew to appreciate as an adult. And plus, when it comes to the character John Goodman and the dude, I sort of relate to both characters. Because as far as the dude goes, he's easygoing, he's lazy, just wants to live life. I get it, man. Well, hey, man, there's a beverage here. And then it comes to the John Goodman's character, who's really high-strung, over the top. And I relate to that as well. So I don't know. When it comes to like the Coen brothers films, The Big Lebowski is my favorite, and then Fargo's like right beside it. I just think The Big Lebowski has a little bit more rewatchability. I guess you either love it or you don't. I love it. Grim Silo. Ever seen Scorsese's After Hours? Really surreal dark comedy from the 80s, unlike anything I've seen of his. Grim, it's funny you brought that up. By the way, I just did a reaction to this movie on Stardust. It's an app where you can react to movies, old or new, or TV shows. So I post stuff on there. I post like 8 videos last night because I got a little bit bored and lonely. So follow the Flick Pick on the Stardust app if you want to hear my thoughts about random movies and shit. And I left one for the film After Dark last night. So yeah, if you guys don't know what After Dark is, it's an 85 Scorsese film. And I don't think it's one of his best movies, but I enjoyed the movie for what it was. And it's sort of the premise of the movie is one guy having sort of the worst night of his life. And it almost had sort of like an Alfred Hitchcock vibe to it. Like it had like a little bit of like surrealism to it throughout the movie. Like it was based in reality, but it's just like, it almost feels like this guy's having like a bad dream. Or at least that's how I interpreted the film. I liked it. As far as like the movie overall goes, the main actor I don't think was likable. Like I didn't like him as a person. Like something about him I just didn't like. I felt like maybe they should have cast someone else to play the role. But overall, it's definitely like an 80s movie I'm glad I finally got around to watching. So it's only 35 years old now. Chris Bode. John, I was watching Cobra Kai the other day, and they referenced Over the Top, and all I could think about was your impressions from back in the day. Yes, thank you for that. Well, thank you. I'm glad I could make such a big impact on your life. See, my goal when I started YouTube was every time someone referenced Over the Top, I wanted you guys to picture my face. And I've won. I've finally done it. Yeah, man, I do recall that reference. And anytime someone can reference that movie, it just makes me happy. But yeah, thank you for that, man. Thanks for the question. Mike Witherspoon. Hey, John, how do I become a member? You can become a member. There's a link right down below under the video. You just click it. It says become a YouTube member. You click that link, you become a member. And if you become a member, I give you guys like special bonus videos, occasionally special Q&A videos. And I put my podcast on there. There's like 3 different tiers to become a member. It's sort of like a support thing. You guys support the channel, you become a member. So, but either way, you don't have to do it. It's okay. Kyle Evans. Hey, John, what would be your fantastic forecasting? I would say, the obvious ones are John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, Emily Blunt as Mrs. Or Sue Storm. And as far as The Thing goes, I'm undecided about who should play The Thing. But as far as Johnny Storm goes, what's his face from Stranger Things season 3, the character who plays Billy? What's his face? Yeah, Montgomery. Yeah, so that dude, the dude who plays Billy from Stranger Things, make him Johnny Storm. That to me would be great casting. Because he plays the character of Billy so well. Like, he plays a great asshole with a mullet. And those are the best kinds of assholes. Z White, I'm 30 minutes late. Time to commit. Oh, don't do that, man. Don't do that. It's okay. You're here now. You're in a safe place. I'm going to protect you now. Tron Travolta versus the Cage Man. What are your favorite actors, movies, and directors? I feel like I've answered this question probably 8,000 times, but I'll do it once more for you. Django Unchained, The Shawshank Redemption, Silence of the Lambs, Nightcrawler is overall my favorite film of all time. Those are a few. As far as what was the directors, there's a lot of directors. I enjoy like 1 or 2 of their movies, but as far as their entire filmography goes, like they're very hit or miss. The director of Nightcrawler, like really the only movie he's ever directed that I really love is Nightcrawler, unfortunately, and that's Dan Gilroy. Favorite actors, I like Christian Bale, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Rarely ever let me down as actors. Jacob Bolee, the Guinness World Record for a YouTube live stream was 200 hours, about 9 days. Are you up for the challenge? It would be good to promote your channel. I could do that. I might physically die after I create a 9-day live stream, but I could do it. Now, keep in mind, during some of these portions of this live stream, I will be eating, I will be pooping, I will be sleeping, but I want you guys to be there for the journey, the adventure, and the ride the entire time. Could I do a 9-day live stream? Maybe I could. But the unfortunate thing is, I don't know how they actually did that, because live streams now, they cut off after a certain amount. I think after 8 hours, a live stream will end. So technically, you can't really do a 9-day long live stream because it's going to end and I'd have to restart it. So does that still technically count as the live stream? I need to look into this. Someone answer those questions for me because I am up to the challenge. If I could break the Guinness World Record for the longest live stream, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing. Chin Finn, starting my 3rd semester at college and I'm scared. I rewatched Point Break and Speed. I think Keanu was a good actor until Devil's Advocate. Also, I'm drunk. RN Dinka Cry Stale Head Vodka. I don't know what happened there at the end. But Chin Finn, thank you for the question, man. Keanu Reeves is an actor that developed his own style, his own presentation, and he kind of stuck to the shtick. Keanu Reeves, the way he talks in all of his movies like this, that's not really how he talks. That's his screen presence. That's like his shtick that he developed to be an actor. There's some early roles or some early interviews of Keanu Reeves just talking. and he doesn't talk like this. Like, he doesn't do that. That's something he made up. And now he just lives it. Go watch some early stuff from Keanu Reeves. He doesn't do that same like acting style performance. But yeah, dude, Keanu did some bad movies, especially back like in the mid 90s to late 90s. He did a lot of bad movies, like Johnny Mnemonic. Go watch that piece of shit if you're bored. So bad, so bad. And I don't know what there was something weird back in the mid 90s where they were trying to make all these like high concept futuristic movies that had low budgets, and they didn't quite have the CG to pull them off. Because also there's a Russell Crowe movie with Denzel Washington, I believe. It's called Virtuosity. And that's like another like futuristic movie that was really bad. I just now remembered that existed. Go look up Johnny Mnemonic and Virtuosity if you're bored and you want to have like a really shitty mid-90s movie night. Go watch those two movies. So similar. But Point Break is one of my favorite movies of all time. I think, honestly, Point Break's in my top 3 action movies of all time. Why? Because it was never about the money, man. It was about us against the system, showing that the human spirit's still alive while everyone else inches down the freeway in their metal coffins. And that is the best advice I can ever give you. I'm 26 minutes behind, guys. I need to hurry up and give you guys quicker answers, don't I? Michael Parton, Ari Aster or Jordan Peele? Ari Aster or Jordan... Ooh. I like both. Probably right now, I think Jordan Peele. Moses Marquez, in the old days, I remember you'd complain about your editing software. What do you use now to edit videos? And do you also do live streams? And also do live streams. All right, so what I do to edit my videos is I use something called CyberLink Power Director. Highly recommend it. Simple and easy to use software where if you know how to video edit in any other software, you can jump into this and figure it out. It works. It's effective. It does everything I needed to do. It costs like $100 for like the premium version. I use the brand new version that just came out. Can't recommend it enough. So yeah, that's what I use. CyberLink Power Director. I've been using it for a couple of years. And I've looked into some of the other premium editing software like Final Cut and Adobe Premiere, and I just was not a fan of any of them. I just felt like they were complicated for the sake of being complicated. And for live streams, what I use is Streamlabs, OBS, to do all the graphics and stuff for the live streams, and that took some figuring out, but my co-host for my podcast, Odin from Odin's Movie Blog, really helped me out with that. So big thanks to him. But yeah, that's what I use for the live streams to make him look all sexy and sleek. Tron Travolta versus the Cage Man. Thoughts on Kubrick and Ridley Scott? I mean, if you can't say you dislike either director. They're both some of the greatest directors of all time. Ridley Scott has directed one of my favorite movies of all time, and that's a little classic called Gladiator. Okay? I will have my vengeance in this life for the next. And if you saw the thumbnail to this video, well, you saw me wearing my Gladiator helmet. So Ridley Scott, I love Ridley Scott. Nowadays he's sort of hit or miss. He has so much talent, but some of the decisions he's made over the last like 10 years, I question. And as far as Kubrick goes, that's a master filmmaker. I mean, 2001: A Space Odyssey, I saw it for the first time, and it blew my eye sockets out of their whatever. Blew my eyes out of their eye sockets? Whatever. Just from a technical standpoint, decades beyond where it should have been. But one of my favorite Kubrick films would probably be maybe The Shining, but I always enjoy Full Metal Jacket for rewatchability. Those are a few of my favorite movies of his. The Nat FX? Choose one actor/actress to bang, marry, and kill. Why not just pick the same one for all three, man? I don't know. I don't know. I'll take Scarlett Johansson from The Island. PD Fitz. Favorite movie from the 60s or the 50s? The 1960s. Well, let's go with the 50s. Okay, let's see. Maybe Citizen Kane. And the 1960s, I might go with The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Did I say Citizen Kane? I'm sorry, I meant 12 Angry Men. If I didn't say 12 Angry Men, I meant 12 Angry Men, not Citizen Kane. I think Citizen Kane, I get it. I get people love it. And if you're a film snob, you have to say it's your favorite movie of all time. I think it's boring, but technically really well done. The Frank Knight Rises. That's a great name. Hey, John, have you ever tried psychedelics? Would you? Have I tried No, I've never eaten psychedelics. I've eaten chewables that sort of just make me tired and make my eyes red and itch. But no psychedelics. Not yet, anyway. You've been poisoned with a psychotropic hallucinogen. Your mind was lost. All right, let's go to the next one. Hector the Chill Guy. Hey, John, I just finished watching 10 Cloverfield Lane, which is better, 1 or 2, and let's not talk about the third one, please. 10 Cloverfield Lane is better than 1 or 2. What are we talking about here? 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman. Yeah, I liked that movie. I don't like the other Cloverfield movies, and I especially don't like the Cloverfield movie that went to Netflix, whatever that was called. I forgot. But yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane was really awesome. I mean, any movie that takes place in a bunker underground with John Goodman going crazy, playing board games and watching like old VHS movies, that's a great movie. Like that I just could have watched that for 5 hours straight. I didn't need the shitty tie-in with the aliens at the end of the movie. That felt so tacked on. Lucas Bernowskowitz. Did you find the Lord of the Rings extended editions necessary? I've only seen all those movies. I've seen Return of the King a few times, and I think the only version I've watched of Return of the King is the extended cut, which is very long, but I enjoy it. Do I think they're necessary? Sure, why not? Why not get more? You know what I mean? You're going in Middle Earth for an additional hour. You know, why would you not want to? I don't think they're worse than the theatrical versions. So yeah, I would say I think most people would agree they're necessary. I mean, if you have 15 hours to watch one of them, yeah. Max Neugebauer. The Island is one of Michael Bay's worst movies. Transformers 3, Bad Boys 2, and 13 Hours are some of his best. Not kidding or lying at all. Well, Max, you are lying, and I believe you are kidding. But if you're not, then I don't understand. 13 Hours, the Benghazi story was okay. Transformers 3 was better than 2. It's probably the best Transformers sequel. Bad Boys 2 I hate. You want to talk about a movie that's way too long? Bad Boys 2. Halfway through that movie, I remember looking at my friends and thinking, is this shit almost over? Like, I remember the car chase scene where they steal Dan Marino's Cadillac. And I'm just like, it's got to be over after this, right? No, it's not. It goes on for another hour and 20 minutes. And then they go to Cuba. And then they start driving a yellow Humvee through people's shacks, killing everyone to catch the bad guy. And I'm just like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen. I love The Island, though, and I stand by that. National Coaster News. Had a bad day, and the stream is just what I needed. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's why I like the streams. It's sort of like a way we can all hang out. And if you guys aren't leaving your house nowadays, it's sort of like we get to interact and hang out, That's why I started them. So thanks for that. I do appreciate that. Z White, 5 villains you want to see in a new Batman movie. Honestly, I would like to see another version of Bane done in the upcoming Robert Pattinson Batman movie. Maybe not this one, maybe not the next one, but by like the third new Robert Pattinson movie, I like to see a new incarnation of Bane. That would be really awesome. Uh, Really, I'm glad that they're giving us a good version of Riddler, played by Paul Dano. Never was a fan of like Clayface. I don't think you can do a good realistic version of Mr. Freeze and stay true to what makes Mr. Freeze Mr. Freeze. So yeah, they've pretty much covered all my favorite. I mean, they really destroyed Black Mask with Birds of Prey, didn't they? Hush would be a cool villain, sort of to see done. Oh, Deathstroke. Ah, yes, Deathstroke. Now, originally, when Ben Affleck was at the helm of directing a Batman movie and still playing Batman, you guys remember those good days? His next solo Batman movie was going to have Deathstroke in it, going one-on-one with Batman, and that never came to fruition, which really disappoints me. And that's something I wish we could have seen. And maybe one day they'll bring that idea back. I just hope they do. Okay, the next... Oh, Ricardo Franco. Dude, thank you for the very generous super chat. I hope you're doing well, Ricardo, man. It's been a while, and I missed you, dude. Thank you for the super chat. What's up, John? Long time no see. It has indeed been a while. How's everything going? Well, everything is going okay. Just, doing adult things. I started to get into the stock... I started to learn how to stutter, and I'm getting pretty good at it. No, I started to get into the stock market, and I'm learning my ways through the stock market. By the way, if you guys want some financial advice, don't listen to me. I bought a new PC because my old one basically crapped out on me. Those are a few new things with me, but overall, not much new. I hope everything's good with you too, man. I finally got vaccinated. Still waiting to see if I turn into a mutant. Give it time. You probably will grow a third limb coming out of your ass. But yeah, I hope it turns out. I'm glad you did, man. You live in California, right? And I don't know. Seems like a necessity there, but yeah, I hope everything's going well. And thanks for the question, man. Much appreciated. Carter Lovejoy. Spoilers for Godzilla vs. Kong. Save Mothra. Yes, save Mothra. Godzilla. Why did you say that name? Yeah, they're gonna. I mean, the formula for any movie like this is they always team up at the end to take down a bigger threat. And the thing about Godzilla or Kong is they're sort of both good characters. I mean, they're sort of, in some movies, they're sort of the anti-hero or whatever, but they're generally like the good guy sometimes in the movie. And they're going to, I think if you watch the trailer closely, you can actually see the mech, I forget the name of the creature, the mech something. You can see it in the trailer if you pause it. You can see it in an overhead shot. It looks like a giant mechanical robot flying around in the sky. Connor Webb, have your thoughts on Lights Camera Jackson? Have your thoughts on Lights Camera Jackson changed at all? Well, no, they have not. Have your thoughts on Lights Camera Jackson changed at all? I don't hate the kid. I mean, he's an adult now. Let's just go to the next question. Just go watch some of his reviews. I mean, I don't need to say anything else. Just JDD24. Marty playing Johnny Be Good in Back to the Future is truly one of my favorite movie moments of all time. I heard that it was almost cut, but the test audience loved it, so it was kept. Thank God. Yeah, there's so many crazy decisions where it comes to like the original Back to the Future movie, where that movie somehow every right decision was eventually made. Like there were so many bad decisions along the way. Like originally the DeLorean was not the DeLorean. The time machine was actually a refrigerator. Eric Stoltz was originally cast to play Marty McFly and he just had no comedic timing. So after 2 weeks of filming, they got rid of him and replaced him with Michael J. Fox. Thank God. You can watch those clips on YouTube. So when it comes to the, Yeah, you're right. That scene actually was originally cut. They put it back in, and I agree. As a kid, I remember seeing that scene of Michael J. Fox who could actually play the guitar, and I was just it got me hyped up every time. So, yeah, I do agree with you. Rock and movies with Tyler. Hey John, love your work. Well, thanks, man. What faction of the Schmodown would you feel you'd fit best in giving the upcoming draft this week? Whatever faction they want to put me in, that is fine by me. The thing is, I joined the Schmodown, but I didn't really comprehend there was so much to it. Here's what I thought. I thought they would just send me a link. I would get on Skype or whatever. I would play movie trivia, and then I would either win or lose, and then I'd go on with my life. I didn't know there was managers and tag teams and like promos and all of this other stuff that went into it. I guess I didn't comprehend that. So I think I told them, I was like, just put me wherever you want me and tell me when I need to show up, and I'll be there and I will do my job. So yeah, I don't know which faction I'm going to. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if I'll get drafted. Who knows? Cody Gamble. Hey, FlickPick. Been a fan for 4 to 5 years. Love your reviews. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks, Cody. Also, side note, you look a bit like Detective Dan from Lucifer. Do I look like Detective Dan from Lucifer? I have not watched Lucifer, but I will take that as a compliment. I want to look like Lucifer and Satan himself. Let's go to the next one. Gavin. Actually, let me look up this. Let me look up Detective Dan. All right, let's look up Detective Dan from Lucifer. Yeah, a little bit. I think he has a little more like exoticness than me, but I could see it, maybe ever so slightly. All right, Gavin Ayotte. I'm sorry. It's Gavin Ayotte. I always mispronounce it. Thank you, Gavin. You need to do an updated favorite films of all time. You're absolutely right. I do. That was my plan. I did start making the list. I got to like number 15, and there's like 5 other movies on the list. I'm like, I don't know if I love it, but I like it. But yeah, so I do need to do one of those. This year will be the year I definitely do it. I promise. Because there's not much else to make videos about anymore. So yeah, I'll make that video. Don't worry. Winners F the Prom Queen. You've done some awesome Christopher Walken impressions, but you've done them reluctantly. Are those requests annoying? Sometimes I don't know. I just feel like it takes me a little more preparation to do it, and I don't want to give you a half-ass version of it, a shitty impression. So, no, I don't. Sometimes they entertain me as much as they might entertain the person asking for it. I don't think they're annoying. I just don't think they're very good. Mason Arnold. Hey, John, were you aware they changed Kick-Ass to a middle-aged black woman in the comics? She is also ex-military, which takes away from the charm of the character. Mason, I did not know any of that. I didn't read the Kick-Ass comics. I think I read the first I think I read the first one back in like 2010, around the time the movie came out. Is that true? That just sounds made up. If it is true, whatever. I mean, I still like the first movie. The sequels, it's okay. But I don't read the comics, so I guess I don't really care either way. But that's an odd choice, I guess. That's like making Spider-Man an 87-year-old man who lives in a nursing home. Yeah, it takes away from like what makes the character, I suppose. So, Jordan, sup, John? Please watch the movie Serenity starring Matthew McConaughey. It may be the most baffling and unintentionally hilarious movie I've ever seen. Check it out. It's on Amazon Prime. I have heard of Serenity. I have not watched it. I assume it's not very good. Is this the time where Matthew McConaughey was doing a lot of bad movies? I would assume it is. I'll look into it, but I maybe I'll just watch the trailer and see if it's worth it. Winners of the Prom Queen. Have you ever gave a movie a bad review and then interacted with the cast of or people who were involved with the movie? Was it awkward? I haven't met a lot of celebrities. Like, I don't go to like after parties and meet celebrities every day. I've met a handful of them, but I can't think of any time I met a celebrity where I shit on their movie and then I met them in person. I don't think so. I will say this. One time I interviewed Morris Chestnut, who who was in a new TV series, and he also played Ricky in Boys in the Hood. Ricky! And I thought Morris Chestnut, at the time I interviewed him, was in both Kick-Ass films. And I guess I forgot that they recast his role for the second movie. And I thought he was in both movies, and I made that mistake. And he never corrected me, and I realized it when I was editing the interview video. And I felt like such a stupid asshole. So no. Sean H. Hey, John. Sorry if this has been answered already, but will you start doing Flick Trips again? Love the channel, brah. Keep it up. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, I will start doing Flick Trips. I just need somewhere to go do a Flick Trip. So earlier in this live stream, which I feel like we've been going on talking for a long time now. How long has this been? How long have... What time did I... An hour and a half. Okay. I have a Flick Trip coming. I go to Family Video. It's closing down. I show you how depressing it is. I talk about some good times, and I crash my drone while trying to make a cool intro to it. So that's the next Flick Trip video. Just I will put it out. Give me a little bit of time to polish it and put it all together, but that's probably going to be the next Flick Trip video. And by the way, thanks to all 399 of you watching right now. Why can't we just have one more fucking guy come in here to make it 400? Now it's 398. Okay, now we need 2 more to make it 400. But thanks nevertheless to all of you guys watching. Winners F the Prom Queen. Favorite Bernie Sanders meme. I mean, the new one is phenomenal, where he's just sitting in the chair like this. That is great. That makes me want to buy a pair of like knitted gloves and just sit outside in the cold all day. Mike Witherspoon. Hey, John. Love you, man. What do you use for editing? Well, I answered that a little bit earlier, and I said I use a CyberLink Power Director version. I think it's version 19. That's what I use to edit. It does everything I need it to, and it's cheap and effective and easy to use. That's what I recommend if you're new to YouTube and you want something that can do everything that you see on YouTube. CyberLink Power Director, the newest version, will get the job done for you. Lone Tiger. Hey, John, how have you been? Joining your live streams after a while. I've been busy. Well, no worries. Any new 4K Blu-ray movies you've bought recently to add to your physical media collection? Have I bought anything recently? No, I haven't. Usually a few studios will send me a few 4K movies every once in a while that are new, but nothing really has come out lately. And the reason is we didn't have any new movies last year. So typically all of those great new movies that come out, even the bad ones, usually get that 4K release down the road. And last year, because there was no new movies, nothing really new was coming out to 4K as far as like catalog titles go. I can't remember the last one I picked up. I know there's a few. Like, I want to get Home Alone on 4K, but I'm not paying $20 for Home Alone on 4K. It should cost like $8. So no, not really, to be honest, but hope you're doing well, man. Watchtower Studios. Rather watch T2 on 4K or Tiny Todd reappearance? Probably Tiny Todd's reappearance. I would rather have that happen. And I don't want to say his name too loud because he could be listening right now. Lone Tiger. Can you give me your quick thoughts on Tron Legacy? It got mixed reviews, but it was in my top 5 favorite films of all time. It's the movie that started my passion for movies and motorcycles simultaneously and transformed how I think about movies and my life. Well, man, I'm glad it did that for you. Lone Tiger. I liked Tron Legacy. I felt like the visuals were way superior than the screenplay. It's sort of one of those movies. I like looking at it. I think the way it looks like if I could live my life in like Tron Legacy land on the grid, I would do it. Like, I like that visual style. But as far as the screenplay goes, it's one of those movies that sort of blows its load in the first act. And what I mean by that is I like the live action based in reality sequences of young Flynn or whatever, like living his life. Like, he lost his father and he's like on a motorcycle and he breaks into like whatever and hacks it. I liked that stuff. I liked when he first gets there and they do the light cycle battle. Keep in mind, this all happens in like the first act of the movie. All this great stuff happens. And then it's after this first act where the movie just sort of like becomes stagnant. And not much more happens. Like, they go to the club scene and they play some Daft Punk music. And by the way, I like the score to the movie as well. But it just feels like everything great happened in the first like 35 minutes of that movie. And then everything after was sort of just like going through the motions almost. And plus the young Jeff Bridges CG. Yeah, not very good. Not very good. Robert Kopp. Ever notice The Avengers is the same movie as Transformers 3? You will never unsee it now. There's some similarities. I really have to think about it. I'm just trying to think about like how they go to the moon and then they come. I'd have to look at something to compare both of them. I'm not going to agree with you right now, but I'm not going to disagree until I really sit down and think about this, which I don't know when I'm going to dedicate time to that, but you might have a point, but off the top of my head, it doesn't seem that similar. Lone Tiger, what kind of things keep you busy? I know you've been into the stock market. Out of curiosity, what stuff have you invested in? I have Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, Alibaba, and a couple others, also thinking of getting Ethereum. Yeah, a few things I got into. One I will tell you is it's the ticker code is it's Churchill Capital, so it's CCIV. That could be volatile. Maybe get into it. I did okay on it, but it can go up and down very quickly. So CCIV is one thing you can look into. I did get into Ethereum a little bit, and I just feel like it goes up and down so much. To the point where like you can throw a little money into it. And maybe in like a year or two, it'll be worth a lot, but I wouldn't put a lot of faith. Like, I gave up on Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me is like a made up thing just to make money and lose money. Like, there's no real functioning purpose to it. Even though people say there is, it's just not useful. It's really, Ethereum has a future in my opinion when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Another thing, the craziest thing was when it comes to stocks, GameStop their stock was garbage. Like, they're going out of business any day now or at some point in the future. But the thing about GameStop was there was all these reasons why in the last week it skyrocketed. So it went from like a $10 stock to like a $260 stock in one day. And if you could have bought GameStop yesterday and got it today and then sold it, you would have made, like, if I would have just put all my money into GameStop yesterday, I wouldn't be rich. But I would have had a good day. Those are a few things. I have like 25 other stocks. Okay, the Fast and Furious just drove by my house. That was annoying. And I hope they drive into a tree on the way home. Okay, so those are a few stocks I'm into. I have like 20 other stocks. I'm trying to think of. I have a little bit of Tesla. I have some Amazon. Alibaba, I do not have. You need to get into like S&P 500 stocks. Those are the best guarantees for long-term financial success. So look into those. But don't take financial advice from a guy like me, I assure you. Winners of the Prom Queen. Have you ever thought about going vegetarian? I heard the health benefits are amazing. Also, how does Amber like your new? Also, how does Amber like her new job? She loves it. She works with like young kids, and she loves it. So I think it's going well. As far as going vegetarian, here's my thing. Every once in a while, when I eat super healthy and I don't eat, see, my thing is I don't like to eat a lot of red meat. Like, I honestly believe there is a health benefit to not eating a lot of red meat. Chicken, I think you can eat chicken, but when it comes to like red meat, when you eat too much of it, I feel like it really does negative things to your body, your digestive system. It causes like inflammation. So I don't eat a lot of it. Like when I see a nice juicy hamburger, I'm going to eat the shit out of that. But do I want to eat that every day? Not necessarily. As far as going vegetarian, my thing is I don't know what I would eat to like feed myself if I was a constant. I just feel like I'd be hungry all the time. Like I just don't feel like there's enough vegetarian options to like fulfill my craving for food some days. That's just my like the convenience factor. There's not much of a convenience factor of being a vegetarian. Maybe that's the unfortunate thing in today's society, but it's just, I don't know. It's not that convenient. So because of my laziness, I still eat meat and lots of it. High on lines. Is Upham in Saving Private Ryan the most annoying movie character of all time? Or Upham? Upham. Upham. I don't know why I said Upham. Upham. Yeah. He's a coward, but the thing is, he is a necessary character in the movie Saving Private Ryan, and I'll explain why. In war, not everyone's a hero. There's a lot of cowards that got drafted into World War II. And he sort of symbolizes that, you know, he's just a guy he doesn't want to be there, but he is there, and he shouldn't necessarily be there either. He's not fit for it. And those types of people exist. And he sort of at the end of the movie, he meets his fate. And so I think he was sort of a necessary character. He's a very realistic character. Not everyone can be a Barry Pepper sniper. Jeffrey Goodwin. Hey, John, what's a film you initially liked but grew to dislike the more you watched it? And what's a film you hated but grew to like? What's a movie I initially liked but grew to dislike? I'll tell you the one that I didn't really love the first time I saw it. There's actually two movies. The first one is Drive. The more I watched Drive, the more I liked it. The next movie I enjoyed the more I watched it was Mad Max Fury Road. I really liked it the first time I saw it, but I didn't love it as much as I thought I would. And then watching it again over and over, especially like on 4K, that grew to be one of my favorite movies of all time. One movie I grew to dislike the more I watched it would probably be The Force Awakens. Like I really liked it the first time I saw it, and then upon revisiting it, I was like, I'd rather just watch one of the older Star Wars movies. That's probably one. There's tons more movies, but off the top of my head, I would go with those. G Money, just wanted to get your thoughts on Chris Stuck's powerful video he put out about what he went through growing up. I talked about that on the last live stream like 10 times. Yeah, I'm glad he finally made the video. I know it's something he wanted to make for a long time. Just about everything he said in the video. I mean, I've had long late night discussions with the guy about all of those things he mentioned. We've discussed them in detail. I've heard more than he presented. Some crazy stuff. So yeah, good for him for making the video, man. I know it's something he wanted to make for a long time, so I'm glad he finally did. Grim Silo. Did you check out Palm Springs with Andy Samberg? I never did. I never watched Palm Springs with Andy. There's only so much time in life. And to dedicate that time to like an Andy Samberg film that isn't Hot Rod, I just don't know if I have it in me. Maybe it's great. Maybe I'll look into it, man. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Hector the Chill Guy. Hey, John, what is your favorite cyberpunk movie? Mine is Blade Runner 2049. I think that would be the best critically acclaimed cyberpunk-esque movie in the last couple of years. what is the mid 90s movie directed by Catherine Bigelow? Strange Days. Would you consider that sort of a cyberpunk movie? I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other cyberpunk style movies. Yeah, I'd go with Blade Runner for the newest movie, but I don't love Blade Runner 2049. I really don't. I like it. Trying to think. I wish there was more cyberpunk style movies that existed, though. I like that visual style. By the way, do you guys play Cyberpunk the game? Have you guys played that? Do you like it? I just been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone lately. Trying to get good at it. I currently suck a lot of ass, but trying to get good at it. Just JDD24. Recently watched Catch Me If You Can because I know it's one of your favorites. Really enjoyed it. One of my favorite parts is when Frank was pretending to be the substitute teacher. I love that as well. I like he's sort of getting picked on when he walks into school and then he pretends to be the substitute teacher and he fools the entire class. And I like when his parents are in the principal's office and they're like, Frank was going to take the kids on a field trip to a bread factory in New Jersey next week. And I'm just like, I love that stuff. Such a good movie. And if I did make a top 20 movies of all time, Catch Me If You Can would definitely still be in there. Sack of Wine. Have you ever seen a play or wanted to see a play? Some of the most incredible acting performances that I've seen are in plays such as Andrew Garfield and Angelina or Angels in America. I've seen a few plays. The last big play I think I've seen was the Lion King Broadway. More of a musical, not so much a play, I guess. But that was a really cool play. I like the effects that were in it and the way they showed. It blew my mind watching that. As far as like seeing a play, I can't recall the last time I saw a play. I've seen a few. I just don't remember the names of them. But The Lion King was the last time I technically saw like a stage performance. Age of the Keyboard Warrior. Stay away from any Chinese-related investments, my guy. Well, you can buy Neo, but I wouldn't recommend it. It's a long story. Technically, like it's owned by a Chinese government, so they can take it anytime they want. But really, there's like another investment firm that's handling it. But really, when it comes to stocks, it's all like it's just. There's a saying when it comes to stocks: buy the rumor, sell the news. So. Is it a long-term play? No. But once again, when it comes to the stock market, I'm learning my way. I read a lot of things about it, and I'm doing okay as of right now. I've seen like a 15% to 16% return on my investment overall in my stock portfolio. Okay. Claudio Rogajan, you mentioned it earlier, but what are your thoughts on Johnny Mnemonic? Funny that they put the Manowire in Cyberpunk 2077 as a special weapon. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen Johnny Mnemonic. It's probably been 20 years. I just remember watching it when it originally came out. We rented it from Blockbuster. On VHS, obviously. And I just remember thinking, this is a piece of shit movie. Like, this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen. And at the time, I was a huge fan of Keanu Reeves. Like, I loved him in Speed and Point Break. But yeah, so bad. So bad. I don't remember much about it. I probably should go back and try to rewatch it just out of boredom. Taylor Goodwin. Still wish they'd bring back Mel Gibson for a Mad Max movie. Dude, you and me both. If they make another Mad Max, well, they are making a Mad Max prequel, Furiosa movie, which I don't know why they're making that, but I would love to see old man Mel Gibson come back as Mad Max one more time in the post-apocalyptic wastelands and kick some ass. That would be a dream come true. I wish they would make that movie. I really do. You and me both. G Money. Sorry I missed the last live stream. My bad. I watched Greenland last night and had nightmares. You've seen it. I have seen Greenland. I don't I didn't love it, but I liked it. It was sort of what I thought it would be. And the thing I liked, so first of all, I love disaster movies. And if you can sort of base a disaster movie in reality, not like 2012 or Day After Tomorrow, but like, or Independence Day, but something like Greenland, if there was a comet that was going to hit Earth, I could see it playing out like it does in the movie Greenland. I really could. And for that, I did enjoy it. I liked how it wasn't so bombastic and sort of focused on just one family. I liked Greenland. If I had to make a top 10 movies of 2020, I might throw Greenland in there. I really would. And it's not like there's a lot of options this year or last year. J-Man92. Hey, John. What was your reaction to Chris Duckman's recent JW video? Could you relate to that experience at all? I didn't grow up in a religious household. Never was really a religious guy. But I get it. Once again, I'm glad he made the video. I'm glad he put it out there. Those are all things I knew about him for a long time. And I think it's good that he shared that with his audience. And I told him, I was like, anyone who really likes you as a person, will understand. And if they don't, then you don't need them. So I'm just glad he made the video. But as far as like having something similar to it, once again, when it comes to like a religious background, I did not grow up in a religious family. I just didn't. Now I had some fucked up stuff that happened in my childhood. Definitely, I could make a video about all that, and that might be very I think some of the fucked up stuff that happened in my childhood, that's why I like movies so much, is because like even as a kid, like I'd be like, I know things in my family are kind of weird and maybe that shouldn't be happening, but like, and once again, nothing too dark or menacing. Like I was, nothing like creepy, but like, I just remember like there were some days like where you hear your parents fighting and you're just like, you want to escape this reality. And like, I always remember like watching movies as a form of escapism. And I think that's why I originally got so into movies, because they were just like always there for me. So, G Money. Oh, where the fuck? G Money. P.S. I'm addicted to the 2v2 gunfight on Call of Duty Cold War. Yeah, I usually, when it comes to Call of Duty, I usually play free for all. That's like my go-to game. If I'm gonna play anything, I just play free for all. So, Sack of Wine. Do you have any interest in Clarice, the TV show about the character after Silence of the Lambs? We talked about that earlier quite extensively. I do have interest in it. My only negative is it's going to be on CBS, which is sort of like, is it rated PG-13? I hope it's not, but it's going to be. If it's going to be on the CBS network channel, or is it going to be on their streaming service? Now, if it's on their streaming service, that could change things. What's the rating of Clarice? Someone let me know. But I'm curious. 1901. I love Johnny Mnemonic. It's so bad, but Dolph Lundgren's performance is hilarious. Shame that's the only true cyberpunk film. Make Cyberpunk 2077 a movie. I see. The thing with Cyberpunk 2077, I have not played the game. I've watched a lot of gameplay, but it's sort of one of those games I would rather just see the movie. Like, am I the only one? I just don't feel like playing the glitchy game to get through it. But yeah, I guess that is weird. Johnny Mnemonic's the only true cyberpunk movie, isn't it? Joshua Knox. Have you seen the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer? Yeah, I have. We talked about that earlier. It looks like I thought it would. I think it gives a lot away, sort of. But the only thing I didn't like about the trailer was like the music choices at the end. It sort of took you out of the epicness. Sack of Wine, most annoying stereotype of people from Indiana. Probably like we all grow corn in our backyard, maybe. Not to say there wasn't corn in my backyard, but I didn't grow it. Lone Tiger, what kind of things keep you busy in life? I know you've said you put some things on hold for YouTube, like videos you've been working on. What do you have in the pipeline to release on your channel in the future? That's a good question, man. Really, when it comes to YouTube, I've been doing it for a decade. And there was something about doing obligatory movie review videos that just sort of depressed me. Like, it's not that I don't want to talk about movies, because I do. I love talking about movies. And that's why I do these, because I like the variety. I like that we can talk about 20 different things in the course of 20 minutes, and it doesn't get stagnant or stale or boring to me. But there's something about doing like a movie review for some mediocre movie no one gives a shit about, but I have to do it. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that obligation. So that's why I like stepped away from that. And the weird thing is, as shitty as 2020 was as a year, I sort of enjoyed the downtime that it gave me, because not every week was a new movie. Like, I was like, I can take this time off and focus on other things for the year. And I think that's what I did. But as far as things coming in the pipeline, I do have like a list of like video ideas I want to make. I do have a new Flick Trip video. There's a few series ideas I wanted to make. Also, what I wanted to do is really structure some of these live streams. Now, this is sort of just like an Ask Me Anything live stream. This isn't like a structured live stream show, but I wanted to do like a weekly live stream show on the same day, the same time, and really make it look cool and more structured than what we're currently doing. I wanted to really dedicate time to like talking about different things and different topics. And that's what I want to do in the future. But as far as like other things for the Flickpick channel, listen, I want to start reviewing movies again, but does that mean I'm going to review every single movie that comes out? No, I refuse to do that. To me, that kills my spirit. But I want to review the movies I want to talk about. So I will get back on the saddle again. I promise you, I'm not giving up on YouTube. I'm not giving up on the Flickpick channel. I'm not. I just took a break, man. I just took a break. I've been doing videos for 10 years, you know? I just needed to build up those creative juices once again to give you guys something good to drink. That's right. You guys drink my creative juices. I hope you enjoy it. Sounds so weird. Let's just go to the next question. Oh, by the way, speaking of you, and you said what kind of things keep me busy in life, man. I research so many things. I research because now I feel like I'm like an adult, so I have to do adult things. I started researching like financial things and like just paying taxes and like doing healthcare stuff, and just the bullshit that comes with being an adult keep me pretty busy and occupied, which I hate. Watchtower Studios. Hey, just saw Tiny and this chick at a bar yesterday. That son of a bitch. But hey, man, he's a big fan of Applebee's. K Kane 96. Hey, John, thoughts on Conor McGregor's first KO loss? I mean, it's about time. But then again, when you're at the top and you're the best of the best for so long, there's only room to fall. And he sort of did that. But then again, the guy's won so many fights. It's like, you're bound to lose one eventually. Statistically speaking, if you keep fighting forever, you will eventually lose one fight. And the thing is, you know, he's getting a little bit older in age, and I'd like to see a rematch, though. I'd like to see Conor McGregor come back for a rematch. And if he gets beaten again, okay, then that solidifies the fact that he lost. But, you know, everyone's going to have a bad day, man. And plus, I don't think the guy really gives a shit. He has so much money, he could fill up multiple swimming pools and just swim in it and enjoy life. At this point, he just has nothing left to lose. So even a loss at this point isn't really a loss. Harry Hagen, what can I get that Silvergate background and back? Oh, where can I get that Silvergate back? Okay, so that's called corrugated steel, and you can pick that up at any hardware store, Home Depot, Lowe's. They sell sheets of it, and that's what I did years ago. And then we actually cut it, and I sprayed it with a matte finish clear coat to make it less shiny. And the reason I've had that same like background for like 5 years now, and the reason I did that was one of the many houses I moved to where I was going to shoot videos had like a window in the corner, and it just ruined the aesthetic of like my background. So I was like, I'll put these middle sheets up, the corrugated steel that you see back there, to cover up the window. And that's why that's where that idea came from. But I like it. I think it's something different. Like no one else on YouTube has that, so that's why I keep it. Steve Goldie, thoughts on The Specialist? The Specialist? Is that Antonio Banderas or is that Stallone? It's Stallone. Yeah, I've seen The Specialist maybe once a long time ago. I don't remember anything about it, man. I really don't. James Woods is okay. Sharon Stone. Yeah, I don't remember anything about The Specialist. Sorry. Claudia Rogajon, you have any funny effed up childhood stories? I mean, probably a few. I'll tell you one. I remember, as I pick off the hairs of my microphone, I remember one time, my friends, I had some older friends when I was a kid, like when I was 9 or 10 years old, I hung out with like older teenagers, like 14 or whatever. And, I always tried to like fit in and be cool. And I remember one time, like, they had, we hung out down by the river and they had like, they took like some beer from their dad's garage or whatever. And they kept, it was summertime and they had it outside for like all day. So they had like a pack of beers and we were hanging out down by the river and they had like this 12 pack of beer and it's been outside all day under the sun. And the can was hot to the touch. And I remember them all like, hey, John, you want a drink of this to be cool and fit in? I was like, yeah, I'll be cool and fit in. I'll drink alcohol because it's cool. That's what every 9-year-old does to fit in. So I remember drinking it and it was so hot and disgusting. And I remember like puking. Like I got on my bike to ride home and I remember puking. That's one childhood story. Best day of my life. I became a man that day. Bactier, hello, John. Thoughts on the Harry Potter series coming to HBO Max? Never been a big Harry Potter fan, but hopefully the series is cool. My girlfriend Amber likes Harry Potter, so that'll give her something new to watch. She watches more TV shows and series than I do. Like, she just binge watches everything. I'm very selective and picky. But yeah, hopefully it's cool, man. I'm looking forward to like a lot of new series coming out, so hopefully that's a good one and I can get into it. The thing about Harry Potter was I felt like it already came out and like I missed the boat. So like if I was watching it as they were coming out and I got into it, I would have been, I don't know, maybe more into it. But like with a new series where I can watch like the first episode and be part of the conversation from the beginning, to me, that's like, that sounds more enjoyable. Am I the only one who looks at things that way? Michael G. John, what mouthwash does Chris prefer? I don't know. I don't know what you're implying by that question, but I'm not sure. Did he like dinosaurs when he was a kid? Who didn't? What car does he drive? I think a Subaru. What were you and him doing March 15th, 2014? Wasn't that the day that, wasn't that when Batman v Superman came out? No, Batman v Superman came out in 2016. I'm stupid. I don't know. Did we make a video that day or something that you're referencing? I don't know. Now I need to go look that up. I wait a minute by minute account. Does Chris use cologne? What the fuck are these? What are these questions, man? What is his favorite color? I don't know. I don't know. Ask him. He has a Twitter. Fucking ask him. But I would say his favorite color might be blue. Johnny or Joni. John, have you watched the documentary Night Stalker on Netflix? It's kind of like the real life Nightcrawler in a way. I have heard about it. I'm into that kind of shit. I do know sort of the overall story of that serial killer. Richard Ramirez, but I have not watched the documentary. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'm feeling a little bit dark and seedy, so maybe I'll give it a watch tonight as I lay in bed. It'll comfort me. Claudia Rogajon, It's sad that the literal creator of cyberpunk genre wrote Johnny Mnemonic based on his own short story shows not everyone can be a good writer. That is true. That is true. Good point, man. I'm sure with the success and popularity of Cyberpunk 2077, there might be a few movies down the pipeline that sort of have like that cyberpunk vibe to them. I could see that happening. And plus, like, why not just set some kind of cool original movie in like that universe? It just makes it look neat and cool. So, Sec of Wine, I know you're not a sports fan, but what are your thoughts on Kobe Bryant since today is the first anniversary of his death? I mean, he was a great basketball player, man. It's just crazy. Like, well, let's back up and think about like that. He died in a helicopter accident, and every time a millionaire celebrity just, tragically dies before it's their time, it sort of makes you question your own mortality. And I'm just like, dude, like it's kind of scary to me. It's like one day you can be here, the next day you're not, and it doesn't matter who you are. So I guess that's what I always take away from things like that. Justin Emerson Richards, thoughts on True Grit? I like Haley. Is it Steinfeld? I liked True Grit. Saw it one time. It's a good Western movie to give a watch. It's a good remake. I mean, but yeah, it was good. I like Jeff Bridges in it. Lone Tiger, dude, I completely understand you taking time away to focus on quality of life as opposed to quantity. You should do things that make you happy. Also, are you going to get Tenet on 4K? It's $20 at Best Buy right now. Want to watch it with the captions on. I have Tenet on 4K back there right now, and I just have not been able to get up to watch the movie again. I want to, I just don't want to be annoyed, but I do need to watch it. I've heard the audio isn't any better on the Blu-ray, unfortunately, but I will give it a watch again. I want to. I'm sure it looks good. I'm sure the picture quality looks great. Guy from Kings Highway, do you smoke the devil's lettuce? I do not, but I have chewed the devil's gummies. Just not a hardcore fan of it, though. Justin Emerson Richards, which Breakfast Club character are you? If you guys had to pick which Breakfast Club character I am, which one would you choose? I would probably lean between John Bender and Emilio Estevez's character, just a little bit between those two. Yeah, I'd probably a blend of those two, I would say. Hey, you know what my old man got me for Christmas? A pack of smokes. Here, Johnny, smoke up. I love it. I love The Breakfast Club. A movie that could never be made today. DD, favorite John Candy movie? Probably Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. I think it has like the most heartfelt moments for a John Candy movie. Yeah, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Yalen Martin, thoughts on Lord of the Rings and Hobbit trilogy? Lord of the Rings is cool. I like Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. I'm not a diehard fan, but I like those movies. The Hobbit trilogy, I hate those movies. Those, to me, are the same thing that Star Wars did with the prequels. Like, they just feel like soulless, and they don't really need to exist, and I don't like the style that they chose. Like, why is it the original Lord of the Rings trilogy that came out 15 years prior to the Hobbit trilogy looks better? Like, there's no, like, it's just like they got lazy. Everything just looks like CG to look like CG. I remember seeing the first Hobbit film in theaters, and that's when they were trying to push out the higher frame rate. Like, oh, this is the next big thing for spectacle movies. We want to see 60 frames per second. Or was it 50? Is it 50 or 60 frames? I think it's 50, right? They doubled 24. So when you have 50 frames per second or whatever, and it just ruins the magic and the illusion of like a movie. It just looks like a home video, and I just hated that. That didn't stick around long. Steve Goldie. Hey, John. Thoughts on Mannequin? Is that the one where the mannequin lives in the shopping thing and the guy steals her from the 80s? Yeah, the 87 film. I vaguely remember this movie. It's a mannequin that comes to life, right? Weird concept. Nowadays, people would just buy what is it? What are they called? Life dolls or smart dolls or whatever? Anyway, Google that later, kids. I don't remember much about Mannequin. Joni, or is it Johnny? You'd like Nightcrawler. You'd like Night Stalker. It's got those seedy LA at night 80s vibes. Well, yeah, Richard Ramirez would stalk and murder people at night in LA, so it probably definitely has those vibes. I like Nightcrawler though because it has a little bit of levity to it and less death. Though there is some death at the end of the movie, but it just I like the dark comedy aspect of it. But I will look into Night Stalker. Hector the Chill Guy, hey John. So I recently watched The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo on a VR headset. It's pretty cool. You got to watch it. It's on a 70-inch screen. Plus the movie is phenomenal. Interesting. That sounds. I've never really messed around with VR. I've always wanted to. I just never had the opportunity. So that's cool, man. I'd love to watch some movies on like VR. Did you watch it in the VR like where there's that there's like a room that you can set in, like it looks like a movie theater, and there was like other people in the same theater wearing VR headsets watching a screen? Is that what you're referencing, or did you actually just watch it with VR, like not in a simulated movie theater? But that's really awesome, man. Thanks for the question. Chin Finn, have you seen The Weatherman with Nick Cage and Michael Caine? Very heartfelt comedic film. My top 20 films of all time. I've seen it once, a very long time ago, and it's always one of those Nick Cage films I forget that exist, and I've not seen it in such a long time. I've been meaning to revisit it, but when I think of Nick Cage films, like that's not one I feel like I need to go see. Like I'm like I'll go watch I just forgot the name of it. The one where he's a con man, directed by Ridley Scott. Why can I not remember the name of this Nick Cage movie? Someone remind me. Someone in the comments remind me what this is called. Secco Wine, best acting performance from a stand-up comedian. From a stand-up comedian, George Carlin in the little train show on PBS back in the 90s. I don't know. Best comedian performance? I don't know. Steve Martin did some good stuff. He was a stand-up comedian. Eddie Murphy was also a stand-up comedian. He did some good stuff. Trying to think of a stand-up comedian that went on to have like give a great performance in some movies. Zach Galifianakis had some good roles. Like he did some dramatic type stuff. Matchstick Men. There it is. Why did I forget what that was called? When you talk for 2 hours in front of a camera, your brain starts turning into mush like it is right now. Someone said Con Air. No, I said he was a con man. Not the name, the title was Con. Mustard Retard 12. Hey man, love your videos so much and view you as a father figure. Well, I'm obviously everyone's father figure. I'd rather be your big brother, not your father figure, but I'll take it. Because I have grown up without one. Thank you. By the way, do you have a favorite impression? Well, sorry to hear that, man. And you know, I lost my father at a very young age, so I relate to you. Do I have a favorite impression like I've done? Maybe, I think my Morgan Freeman impression put me on the map. What map is that? I'm not quite sure. NISFC 96. Hey John, love the vids. Do you still watch movies on a laser projector? Do you like watching movies on a TV? So yeah, I don't know if you're referencing that laser projector from LG that they let me borrow for like a month. I made a video about. I don't own that. They just let me borrow that fucking thing. It was like $6,000. They weren't going to give me that. So no, I don't watch movies on that currently, nor do I have the space. I usually watch my movies on my OLED TV. I think that is the best way to watch a movie without spending like $10,000 on a projector setup and having a huge room dedicated to it. An OLED TV will give you the best picture quality of any TV. So that would be my recommendation. Okay, guys, I'm going to answer a few more questions. I'm getting a little bit tired and a little bit hungry. So let me answer a few more questions. And so if you guys have questions, don't ask any more questions because I don't want to miss them. And I'll try to get through as many as I possibly can right now. Bakatur, have you seen Phone Booth? Kiefer Sutherland's voice is very captivating, to say the least. When trapped in an enclosed space, what is your favorite psychological thriller in recent memory? I have seen Phone Booth. I liked it. Definitely a cool concept that doesn't need a huge budget. I enjoyed it. Man on a Ledge, starring Sam Worthington, was another kind of cool concept movie that borrowed from Phone Booth. Another movie that takes place like Buried with Ryan Reynolds was sort of cool. I liked that. I mean, if you're gonna make a movie about a guy in a box underground and not make it boring, Buried did a pretty good job at doing that. And I love the ending to the movie. I love the ending to Buried. I thought that was great. Definitely sort of depressing, but great. And thanks for the question, back at tier. Johnny. It's pronounced Johnny. I know. I was just joking around. So Johnny, I will go to my grave thinking Home Alone 3 is a fun movie. It's harshly criticized because of Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 sucks. I apologize to nobody. You're a liar and I trust nothing. But then again, you and Roger Ebert share the same opinion because he didn't like either of the Home Alone movies, but he said Home Alone 3 was the best one. I don't understand that logic. But that's okay. All films subjective. If you want to like a shitty Home Alone movie, that's fine by me. How can you compare little Alex to little Kevin McAllister? If they had to go 1-on-1 in a battle, who do you think is really going to win that? Exactly. Justin Emerson Richards, SFZ is the way, John. Poop, haha, Nightcrawler, Morgan Freeman, thoughts on The Outsiders? That's the craziest question I've ever read. Haha, Nightcrawler, Choo Choo Train, Morgan. What the fuck is... Okay, anyway, I like The Outsiders. I read the novel. I actually think the movie's better than the novel, in my opinion. I liked it. Stay golden, pony boy. That's a great line. And it has young Ralph Macchio. And it has, like, the cast of The Outsiders was, like, you had Patrick Swayze, you had Emilio Estevez, you had Tom Cruise playing Soda Pop. That was a great cast. I like it. Like, in the 1950s, would I have been a greaser? Maybe I would have been. I'm not sure. But I love it. Always loved it. That's one of those movies I sort of remember growing up with a little bit. Night King 01, I just watched Point Break again for the 800th time on HBO Max. Please talk about it. Its greatness, John. I am an FBI agent. Give me two, Utah. Give me two. I'm so hungry I could eat the ass end out of a dead rhino. That's a great line from Gary Busey. I mean, it's sort of perfection when it comes to like an action movie. Because the thing about Point Break is there's all these breathtaking practical effects and stunts, and then it blends so many elements I enjoy. Like, I'm a huge fan of Keanu Reeves, huge fan of Patrick Swayze. And the great thing, the dynamic there with both characters is you sort of relate to both characters. Though Patrick Swayze is technically the bad guy and the bank robber of the movie, his ideology of life you sort of agree with. He just wants to live the endless summer, and he robs banks to finance doing this, but he doesn't really want to hurt anyone. He just has to, this is what he does to live this lifestyle. And I understand that. I do. I got that. But then you have Johnny Utah, and it's like he has to stop this guy, but he's not a complete, neither character's is, they have like, there's more to each character. Like, for example, Johnny Utah isn't just a good guy doing good things for the sake of being good. Like, he gives in a little bit, and so does Patrick Swayze. Like, and they want to be friends, but they just, at the end of the movie, they just can't. Like, they understand each other, but they're just on two different ends of the spectrum. And my favorite scene from the movie Point Break is when Johnny Utah, he lets Bodie go. Knowing that he could kill him, he could shoot him, he could stop him, he still respects him, and he lets him go. And I like that. I like that, like, he just, Such a moving movie. I love it. I love it. I need to do a review of that movie one day. Okay, let's answer a few more questions. You guys are killing it with the questions, and I appreciate it more than you could ever know, but I want to stop talking now because I'm getting tired, and I'm all out of my energy drink. Actually, I have one more sip left. Okay. Michael G. John, my stalker question. John, my stalker questions about Chris were comedy. I know, man. You're too nice to say go fuck yourself, though. No, I'm not. This question is serious, though. Did you like Broken Flowers? I love Bill Murray's performance in it. I have not seen Broken Flowers with Bill Murray. I haven't seen it, but I love... You're right, Bill Murray. He did stand-up comedy. That's another great actor. Yes, that's who I should have picked. But I love... Bill Murray's great, man. I haven't seen Broken Flowers, though. Guy from the King's Highway. Whoa, holy crap, dude, look behind you. There's a guy with a mask and a bloody knife. Holy, he just went through the door in the back. Oh my God. Oh no, that's my Sour Patch Kids guy. He's about 4 foot tall. He's over there in the corner. He will kill me in my sleep though one day. By the way, you do know I can see my screen right now the entire time, right? Like I'm looking at myself now. So if there was a guy back there, which I wish there was, because it'd make this live stream that much more entertaining. The next question is Claudio Rogajon. Still haven't seen 8mm, but I heard it's kind of bad despite being written by the guy who wrote 7. It is actually as bad as people say. No, 8mm? Fuck no. 8mm is a great movie. It's seedy. It's dark. Don't watch it with the family, but if you're feeling a little bit weird and creepy on a rainy night, go watch 8mm. I love it. It's a great Nicolas Cage movie, and it's intense. It's like by the end of the movie, you're kind of like gripping your fists together because it's like it gets intense. Go watch 8mm. It's not a perfect movie. It's not as good as something, say 7, but it has that same level of seediness to it. Go check it out. Dee John, what's a bad MCU movie you like? Mine is Guardians of the Galaxy 2 because of Kurt Russell. I like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. My favorite thing was Yondu in that movie. Hey y'all, I'm Mary Poppins. But overall, the movie is one of those. It's one of those Marvel movies I've liked less and less the more I watch it. But I still enjoy a lot about it. Another Marvel movie that I like I like the first Captain America. People say like Winter Soldier is the better movie, and I get that it is the better movie, but I still enjoy the first Captain America because I like the origin story. I like when you see skinny Steve Rogers. I like all those things. I think it's just way more entertainment value to be had in one movie. And plus Red Skull is like a really cool villain to me. Night King 01, back off War Child. Seriously. Yes, that is the best line ever given in any movie. If you haven't seen Point Break, go watch it for that line alone. Back off War Child. Seriously. And only Patrick Swayze could say such a line and get away with it. Night King 01, thoughts on Falling Down. Great. God, my brain just melted out of my ear. Why don't dude, it's getting late. Please, guys, no more questions because I don't have answers to give you anymore. But yeah, Falling Down is great, from the director of Batman and Robin, who passed away recently. Why can't I remember his name all of a sudden? I'm forgetting names. It's getting too late. It's midnight. Joel Schumacher. Yes, Joel Schumacher directed Falling Down, which is such a great movie with Kirk Douglas. Highly recommend it. And I see it's movies like that about guys just having a really shitty day that just lose their sanity. I relate to, because we've all imagined being the character from Falling Down. I know I have many of times, and only a few things have stopped me. I guess that's just the repercussions to my actions. But overall, I understand. I love the restaurant scene in Falling Down, where he like complains about like the shitty hamburger that he got. That's a great scene. Go watch I need to get that on Blu-ray. I think I know it's on Blu-ray. Is it on 4K? maybe it's not, but I need to get that movie. I don't own it on Blu-ray, so that's one movie I need to pick up. Okay, guys, so with all that said, thank you guys so much for joining me for another live stream. We have 355 of you guys still watching, and I much appreciate it. Thank you guys for the questions. Here's one here. Best post-workout meal? It just depends what you're in the mood for. I usually always like to shake after I worked out because I was so hot and like sweaty, and I didn't want to eat anything heavy because I felt like I would have puked it up instantaneously. Drinking like a nice, good protein shake with some like real fruit in it, like some bananas blended up, is pretty good for a post-workout meal. Bakatir. Ooh, Bakatir, how do you like that do you like those new images I put for YouTube members? I can tell you do. The face of Nicolas Cage. It's glorious. Okay, guys, as always, thank you guys so much for joining me, watching, for the questions. I try to get as many questions in as I can, and I hope I didn't disappoint you guys. But as always, stay safe. Thanks for watching. And if you could, just give the video a like before you leave if you were mildly entertained. That's all I ever really ask from you guys. But as always, thanks for watching, guys. I'm scrolling back up, make sure I didn't miss anything because I would feel like a complete asshole if I did. Okay. Okay, good. All right, guys, stay safe. Have a good night. I will see you guys. I will probably, what's today? 1, 2, 3. We have 4 more days left in this month. I will do another live stream before the end of this month, so look out for it. And stay safe, guys. I'll see you again soon, and have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.